Hello everyone, I am Ritika Zuzkar, Assistant Professor IT Department. So in this video we discuss about the queening theory. Okay, so in the queening theory we just overview what is mean by queening theory, history of queening theory, why we require the queening theory. Okay, so let us discuss queening theory one by one. So first is what is a queening theory. So the queening theory or queening theory refer to the mathematical study of the information, function and condition of a waiting lines or a queues. So this queening theory is the branch of mathematics that studies how lines form, how they function and why they functions. Okay, so the queening theory examines every components of waiting in line, including the arrival process, service process, number of servers, number of system places, and also the number of customers. So which might be people also, data packets, cars, and anything. Okay, so in the real life applications of queening theory, we cover a wide range of businesses. So its finding may be used to provide the faster customer service, increase the traffic flow, improve the order shipments from a warehouses or a design data network and a call centers. Okay, so these are the real life applications of queening theory. So at it is the core of a queuing situation involves two parts. The first is a someone's or something that requests a service, usually referred to as a customer job or a request. And the second one is the someone or something that completes or delivers the service, usually referred to as a server. Okay. First, we have a request and the server. So, request is what? So, we are customers are or jobs are requesting something, and the server is what? It will provide the services or deliver the services to that particular customer. Okay, so these are the two main core component in the queuing situation. So, request and server. So, as a branch of operational research, the queuing theory can help the inform business decision and how to build more efficient and the cost effective workflow system. Okay, so in the operational research there are different real time applications are used. We already discussed in the operational research linear type problem, linear programming problem, game theory problem. Okay, and okay, so these are the different operational research branches. Okay, so queuing theory, or we also discuss the inventory control. Okay, so in the operational research there are different branches are present, like inventory control, linear programming problem, and also the game theory problem. Okay, so the next part of the operational research branch is a queuing theory. So queuing theory is the branch of a operational research. So this queuing theory can help the inform business decision on how to build a more efficient and cost effective workflow system. So in the queuing theory, it is the study of the movement of people, objects or information through a line. And also it is the studying the congestion and it causes in the process is used to help create more efficient and cost effective services and the system. Okay, so in the queuing theory we are using the congestion control mechanism in the waiting queue line. Okay, so if we are considering the real time example of a ticket counter. Okay, so in that ticket counter congestion may occur. Okay, at a time only one person can contain in the ticket window or present in the ticket window. Okay, so at some time all the people are going for the ticket counter. Okay, for the ticket. Okay, so this is the congestion. So by using the queuing theory we can control the congestion. Okay, so the studying the congestion and it causes in the process is used to help create a more efficient and cost-effective services and the system. So the next is it is used as an operational management tool. So the queuing theory can address the staffing, scheduling, and customer service shortfalls. So some queuing is acceptable in the businesses. If there is never a queue, it is a sign of a over capacity. And the last is a queuing theory aims to achieve a balance that is efficient and affordable. So these are the queuing theory concept. So let us take two examples when we looking at the queuing situation. Okay, we have one queuing situations at a bank. Okay, so here we are here I am considering one example, real time example of a bank. So in the so here the queuing situation at a bank, the customers are people seeking to deposit or withdraw money at the server or the bank teller. So when looking at the queue situation of a printer, the customers are the requests that have been sent to the printer and the server is the printer. So queuing theory is the entire system of waiting in line. Okay, so this is the server. We get the output is the population of customer. So each time only the one customer is arrival in the queue. Then this particular customer will deposit some money or withdraw some money from the server. So we get the output. Okay, so next another customer is arrival in the queue. Okay, so this is the queuing theory. So queuing theory is the entire system of waiting in line, including the elements like customers, arrival rate, number of servers, number of customers, capacity of the waiting area. So this is the capacity of a waiting area. Each time in the queue, only the 10 number of customers are present or arrived here. So this is the capacity of the waiting area. Then average service completion time, how much time the each particular customer take the withdraw the money or deposit the money. Okay, so this is the average service completion time and the queuing discipline. So queuing discipline refers to the rule of queue. For example, whether it behaves based on the principle of first in first out manner or the last in first out manner. Okay, so based on the priorities or in the server in the random order, we can get the queuing theory or a queuing principle. Okay, so this is the example based on the queuing theory. So next is a so how did this queuing theory is start? Okay, so queuing theory was first introduced in the early 20th century by the Danish mathematician and engineer and Agner Krarup Erlang. So this Erlang worked for the Copenhagen Telephone Exchange and wanted to analyze and optimize its operations. So he sought to determine how many circuits were needed to provide an acceptable levels of telephone service for the people not to be on hold or in a telephone queue. So for too long, okay. So his mathematical analysis culminated in the 1920s paper, The Telephone Waiting Times. So which served as the foundation of applied queuing theory. So the international unit of telephone traffic is called the Erlang in his honor. Okay. So the international unit of telephone traffic is called the Erlang in the honor. So this is the history of the queuing theory. Thank you.